A very good afternoon. This is Avanindra Som and you're listening to the news in detail on Gold FM.
The news headlines on Gold FM.
Supreme Court to hear Mahinda Anand and Nalin's appeals. National Education Institute Deputy Director sent on compulsory leave. Education scandal continues to spiral. Public encouraged to report drug offences directly to SSPs. Was the Thai elephant delegation a waste of time? Trump threatens tariffs on French wines to get Macron to join Board of Peace. T20 World Cup trophy to arrive in Sri Lanka tomorrow.
The top story on Gold FM.
The National Education Institute, or the NIE, faces a leadership vacuum as the Deputy Director General, Darshana Samaravira, was placed on compulsory leave. The move follows a preliminary investigation into the controversial Grade 6 English module. Now, two further officials now face suspension from the institute as a part of the ongoing probe. The administrative upheaval follows the resignation of Director General Professor Manjula Vitana Patirana, who stepped down earlier at the request of the Prime Minister. Now, meanwhile, widespread public unrest continues to grow. Demonstrators gathered at the Ministry of Education for a second day, demanding the immediate implementation of Grade 6 education reforms, originally delayed by a year. While the Parents' Union suspended their Isurupaya protest following discussions at the Presidential Secretariat, similar demonstrations erupted across Kalutara, Ratnapura and Kegaon. However, with protests erupting both for and against the reforms, people of both sides of the aisle are accusing the other party of being disingenuous to being puppeted by political parties seeking political gains.
This is the local news on Gold FM.
The Supreme Court today scheduled the appeal hearing for former ministers Mahinda Anand and Nalin Fernando regarding their corruption convictions. A bench comprising Chief Justice Preeti Padman Surasen and Justice Achala Vengapulli designated 9th March for the proceedings. The Bribery Commission originally brought the case forward, alleging the illegal distribution of 14,000 carom boards and 1,000 checker boards during the 2015 presidential election. This activity reportedly resulted in a loss to the state exceeding 53 million rupees. Both of them were previously received lengthy prison sentences from the Colombo Permanent High Court trial at bar, with Alud Gamage facing 20 years and Fernando 25 years. Illegal Assets Investigation Division arrested a 40-year-old man in Ibagamur under money laundering laws. Police reports indicate the suspect collected funds for a drug trafficker known as Ran Malli, who currently remains in hiding overseas. Authorities seized 2 vehicles and cash totaling over 283 million rupees, allegedly acquired through narcotic sales. In the meantime, police headquarters introduced 47 dedicated phone lines for the public to report drug-related crimes directly to regional officers. A strict guarantee that the identity of any person providing information will remain entirely confidential. To view the full list of numbers, log on to heronews.lk/en. Now, recent high-level inspections of 2 Thai gifted tuskers, Thai Raja at the Sri Dalda Maligava and Kandula at the Kalaniya Temple, have concluded following an intense international outcry from animal rights activists. These visits were triggered by concerns over the welfare of the animals following the high-profile repatriation of another gifted elephant, Muthuraja, back in 2023. Now, following the inspections motivated by the need to address the activists' claim, Shihas Fugagetto, Thailand's Minister of Foreign Affairs, met with Vijayanti Edirisinghe, the Sri Lankan ambassador to Thailand. The meeting focused on a proposed memorandum of understanding to formalize a framework for the long-term well-being and monitoring of gifted elephants ensuring their health remains a priority in bilateral relations and a shield against further international criticism. Despite the high-profile nature of these talks and the public pressure that initiated them, Professor Asoka Dangolla, the senior vet in charge of the Thai Raja, revealed he was never officially informed of the delegation's arrival by either the Sri Lankan government or the Thai embassy.
He actually did not inform me also before he came, but somehow I was contacted when he was there, when they were there. I did not know how it evolved, the whole entire episode. It's all right, anyone can see actually any elephant in the Maligawa. They're public property, no? But elephant, you don't allow everyone to go and touch and mess around and all that, particularly because Thai Raja was immediately out of musk. So during musk period, Thai tusker can be quite aggressive because he is one of the senior bulls. In the wild, the senior bull is the strongest. He likes to dominate everyone else. That's the wild instinct. So we don't let anyone get close to Thai elephant, especially during the musk.
Despite the lack of notice, the inspection ended on a highly positive note. Professor Dangolla explains that the Thai team, led by a senior expert, was thoroughly satisfied with the animal's condition after reviewing his health records.
The Thai team, including veterinary surgeons, came about 2-3 times. Every time they came, they were extremely happy. Last time they came, it was a very senior vet, a very experienced elephant vet who came from Thailand with the team, and he was very, very happy about the health condition of the animal. And he wanted to see the health records, saw all that. He has wanted copies of the health records, which we have sent already.
Addressing reports from Thai media that the tusker would be retired by 2027, Professor Dangolla clarifies that no such timeline was discussed during the visit, though he supports the general principle of retiring senior elephants.
Retirement from work in Sri Lanka for captive elephants, which are about 95 in number in Sri Lanka at the moment, has been in discussion for about 10 years now. It is good if we can retire not only Thai Raja but all tuskers when they are over age, over about 65, 70. So if this can be done, it is so much the better, but retirement has to be very well planned.
Now moving on in more local news, the Aluminium Fabricators Association of Sri Lanka issued an urgent call for government intervention, citing a policy loophole that they claim threatens the livelihoods of 30,000 workers. While local fabricators argued that Finnish imports are being unfairly prioritized over raw materials, economists warn that tightening import controls could further burden 22 million consumers already facing high construction costs. Dilshan Ferdinando, representing the AFASL, outlines the industry's concerns regarding the current HS code structure and the negative list of imports. Ferdinando highlights the technical capacity of the local industry and the specific policy gaps that allow finished products to bypass restrictions placed on essential raw materials.
Now the problem that we have is that we have around a capacity of used in Sri Lanka, only 30% of the extrusion capacity is being used. The extruders have a further 60% or more available for extrusions, and they are also finding it difficult to extrude more because there's no demand in the local market. The demand is not there due to the fact that most of the buildings that are coming up in Sri Lanka, especially the apartment buildings, get BOI registration. Now when they get BOI registration, they are asking for windows and various other products to come in from overseas on a duty-free basis. So to counter this and to protect the local industries, since the BOI was formed, there is what is called a negative list, which is issued from the Ministry of Finance to the BOI, and there are 30 items in that to protect the local industry from imports. What we have is a situation where the extrusion is in the negative list, but the finished product, like what we manufacture and fabricate in Sri Lanka, is not in the negative list. So the BOI is currently allowing apartment developers to bring in this fully fabricated window on a duty-free basis from overseas. So firstly, the fabricators are now becoming just installers. The extruders don't have a market. They cannot extrude because there's no one buying their products, because it's all coming as a finished product from overseas.
He went on an analysis of how the negative list fails to protect local value addition by lacking specific SH code attachments for finished door and window systems.
The second thing is that the negative list that the BOI has is without any HS code attached to it. For example, aluminium extrusions come under a particular HS code because when you import from the port through customs, the customs has to have the HS code to identify the product. So right now we have a negative list which is simply 30 items of words and letters with no attachment to an HS code. You can request in English the same product that is in the negative list in another way and get approval. Hypothetically, if water is in the negative list, if you say I am importing iced water or ice cubes, then it can be allowed. So this ambiguity in the BOI approval, which is without an HS code, is something also that we have been requesting the ministries to take action.
However, Dhananath Fernando, CEO of the Advocata Institute, argues that consumers must remain at the center of the market economy, suggesting that protectionism often leads to uncompetitive industries and higher costs for households.
On any market economy, the center is in the consumer. We are looking at giving the best quality product at the most affordable price to the consumer. With the statistics that is available for us, the border tariffs is almost 50% for aluminium. So that means the consumers are pretty much paying about 50% higher for the aluminium products that they use. Most of these consumers are actually financing this also over a loan taken by the bank at another 8%, 10%, 12% interest rate. By doing that, we are making our industries completely uncompetitive because of the higher cost factors.
Now for some news in brief.
The Labour Commissioner General announced that the private sector minimum wage will increase to 30,000 rupees per month and the daily wage to 1,200 rupees under the National Minimum Wage of Workers Amendment Act No. 11 of 2025.
The business news on Gold FM.
The central bank cautioned that the geographical advantage alone will no longer secure Colombo's status as South Asia's premier transshipment hub amid rising regional competition. Despite a record 6.9 million container units handled last year, officials stress that doubling capacity to 15 million units by late 2026 requires urgent digitalization and private sector investment. The board of Browns Beach Hotels PLC yesterday resolved to voluntarily delist from the Colombo Stock Exchange following years of sustained financial losses and a negative equity position of 750 million rupees. Major shareholders Melstar Co and 8 Spence Hotels Holdings will offer minority investors an exit price of 30 rupees per share, representing a significant premium over recent trading averages.
International news on Gold FM.
US President Donald Trump signals a 200% tariff on French wines and champagnes as pressure mounts on President Emmanuel Macron to join a new global peace initiative. Trump maintains these trade measures will encourage French participation in the border peace, despite reports that Paris plans to decline the invitation. The administration recently expanded the board's scope from its original focus on Gaza to a wider role in settling international disputes. A draft charter sent to 60 nations requires $1 billion contributions for any country seeking membership beyond 3 years.
Entertainment news on Gold FM.
Italian fashion icon Valentino Garavani, globally known as the Emperor, died Monday at his home in Rome. The celebrated, famous for his signature Valentino red gowns, built a luxury empire that defined elegance for Hollywood stars and royalty across 6 decades. Tributes from world leaders and fellow designers today follow the announcement from his foundation, marking the end of an era for the last of the great mid-century masters.
sports news on Gold FM.
The ICC T20 World Cup trophy reaches Sri Lankan shores tomorrow for a 4-day exhibition ahead of the 2026 tournament. President Anurakumara Dissanayake will lead the official launch ceremony in Colombo before the silverware travels to Kandy, Dambulla and Jaffna. That's all the news for now. Stay tuned to Gold FM for the latest updates. This is Avinindra Soma for Gold FM News.